What's happening YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of EB Unboxed. Today on EB Unboxes, it's been rumored, it's been talked about, and it's been hyped, but today it is finally here. So today, we're unboxing the Nintendo Switch. So let's get to it. Alright guys, it's finally here. This is the first time I get to open up the package, and I haven't taken a look yet, so I don't know what's inside. Anything is possible, although I did read the box and I have a good idea of what we're going to find in there. I also brought 1-2 Switch, which is a game that's releasing on Friday, March 3rd, along with the console, and this is a great game. We got to test it out and demo out some of the games that are in it. It has 28 mini games, and it's all about splitting your controller and playing two-player with one Joy-Con each. So it's a really cool concept. I brought my knife just in case. As I said, we're gonna go ahead and open it up now. I did also bring some biogenic products because when I did that video, there were some questions. So we did bring the packaging, we brought, or the case I should say, we brought the controller grips, and we brought some thumb grips as well. So let's go ahead and open it up. So starting at the bottom, it actually looks like there's no sticker over top, so that's nice. I don't have to use my blade there. But we'll go ahead and open it up sideways, so you guys get the first look before I do. And here it is. So this is the Nintendo Switch. So it looks like we've got both the Joy-Cons, we have the console itself, and we'll pull those out briefly. So first and foremost, we'll do the Joy-Cons. So there's the neon blue. We'll take this packaging off. So there's the neon blue controller, and then we have the neon red controller there. Really, really pretty looking controllers. I'm glad that I picked this one up instead. And we have joysticks on each, 4 buttons on each, plus a couple of other buttons. So we've got a couple other triggers here. There are the triggers on the top. And then last but not least, there are 2 buttons here and here that will actually find a different way to control them rather than just like this. And we'll get to that in just a moment. Next, we're gonna go ahead and pull this box out, just because I wanna set the console to the side while we get some of the other things out that are in this box. So once again, I'll pull it up. So first and foremost, we have some instructions on the side. That's always good for those of you that read instructions. Next, we have, these are little encasings for the sides of the Joy-Cons. And what they do is basically you're gonna take this and you're gonna put it on to the controller just like that. And then you can actually use these buttons and it protects the actual sensors that are inside. So you're going to want to use that when you're actually using the controller as a gun or a joystick in some of the 1-2 Switch games. So you've got that. And for a quick release, I believe you just pull down or push up and off it will come. But you know what? We're going to get to that later when I figure it out. So we've got a second one up here as well. Put that bag off to the side. So we've got those there. So one for each of them. Then it looks like we've got our HDMI cable. Pull that bag off as well. That looks to be about, I'd say maybe 2.5, 3 feet or so. So there's your HDMI cable. Then you've got your AC adapter, so for charging it, of course. You're gonna need that for power when you're plugging it into your TV. When you're charging it, just take it out of the package here. So there it is there. Fairly heavy duty block. And there's the connection piece there. And to be honest, I haven't seen this connection before on many devices, so it's a different type of connection. So we'll put that down. Then we've got this interesting kind of soft covered bag. Oh, this is the Joy-Con holder. So we've got the Joy-Con holder here. So what you can do is you can actually slide the Joy-Cons into here and it'll turn it into more of an actual controller, which is really nice. They do have a Pro controller that you can get. However, for now, this is going to be a great starting point. So you've got that. And last but not least, we have this other bag, which must be the charging station or the plug-in station. And at this point, we're going to go ahead and put the box away. Just like that. So here it is. This has got to be the charging dock. There it is. With a nice Nintendo Switch on the one side, and then Nintendo on the back. So there it is there. So you've got a couple things. It looks like this pops down. These are going to be where some of your cords are going to plug in. The cool thing is that they've actually designed it so you can plug in these cords, so your HDMI, your AC adapter, plug it in, and feed them out this little hole so it actually holds the components in there nice and tightly. So that's a really cool feature. I really like that. And then, of course, You've got your two USB ports right here that you can use. And it seems like those are the only, aside from the actual slot to dock your console, the only connections that you're going to need, which is really, really nice. So now, of course, most of all and most importantly, we've got the actual Switch console here. So it's super sleek design. It's really, really thin. I'm just going to make sure there's no other components. It looks like there's not. Put that off to the side. And out slides the bag. Or I guess the console out of the bag. So here it is here. First and foremost, I want to say that you've got your connection right here on the bottom. And that's going to be where you slide in the console into the docking station. So you've got that on the bottom. You've got the screen, of course. You've got your plus and minus and power buttons up on the top corner here. We'll show that right there. And then you've got your game card right here. So that's going to be where you actually put in the game. Now, the game kind of cartridges are only just a little bit more than the size of a penny, which is incredible that they can fit so much data and so much content on it. And then you've got your headphone jack right here. So there is an external headphone jack, but it appears there's only one headphone jack. So you will have to split it if you need to in order to watch movies or whatever it is that you're going to be doing on your console with two players. If you want two headsets, you're going to want to pick up an extra splitter for that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put this all together and see what it looks like. So taking a look at the cables, I open up the back and they plug in really simply. So we've got the AC adapter. So that's your wall plug, your power core. That plugs in just like that. And then of course your HDMI as well. It's going to plug in at the back here. You can run both the cables out the side or out the back. It clips in and you're off to the races. Your power is already done in your charging station and mounting station is ready to go. So we'll put that off to the side. Next, we're going to take a look at the controllers. Now, the Joy-Cons are a little bit more interesting, and once I figure out exactly how to slide everything on, it'll make it a lot easier. But as I said, here's the additional handle, and it's not just about being safe on your controller, it's also about making sure that you're safe on your TV too, because you've got the straps that connect, so that way you won't be flinging around, because it is a very light but sensitive controller. So the senses inside, it's made really well and very, very detailed in terms of the motion capture. So there they are there. Now I want to take a look at the Joy-Con grips that we have from Biogenic. Now, taking a look at them, they've got little kind of nooks that are in here that are going to actually hook on to these different little buttons. So first and foremost, we'll take this and put it in. And you'll see what I mean by it just changes the ergonomic structure of each controller. So just like that, your controller has gone from being very flat and almost tense on your thumb because of where it's sitting, to actually having this little bump at the back that gives it just a little more structure that makes it a lot more comfortable to play with. Better yet, it hooks onto this button here. It hooks onto the screw mounts at the back as well. So as you can see, it's not going to come off anytime soon unless you really make an effort to pull it off. So of course, with two of those, you're going to have those, and then you can slide on the edge, and it still fits nicely into the actual slots for the Nintendo Switch. So let's go ahead and take this off, and the last thing I want to take a look at is this controller mount. Okay, so I figured out how to get off this extra little component. First of all, there's a lock right here that you can push to lock it in. At least I think it locks it in. And then the button at the back, you have to push pretty hard and slide it off in order to get those off. But now we're going to mount it to the actual controller mount. So slide one in, just like that. Slide number two in, just like that. And there you've got your controller for now. As I said, there is a Pro controller and you can upgrade to that, but for now this will do. So last but not least, we'll pull it off again, push down on the button, slide up, and out they come. I want to show off the thumb grips and attaching it to the controller. So there they are, they've got one, and you're going to be a little finicky with it. There. So now you've got your thumb grips on, and it adds just a little more texture to them, and again, it protects it. So it really protects the joysticks so you don't wear them out too quickly. And we'll mount it to the system really quickly. So first of all, slide this in. Just kidding, slide it into the right side. There we go. I know I'm going to have trouble with remembering which side is up and which side is down, but that's what the Nintendo Switch is going to look like when you've got it all set up together in tablet mode, or I shouldn't say tablet mode, I guess it's more handheld mode. Take those thumb grips off. So there they are sitting there. I want to test it in each case. So first of all, this is the Pro case. And as you can see, when we go ahead and stick it inside, it's going to fit just like that inside. So it fits perfectly. The controllers on both sides. You can actually keep it on while you're playing it if you really would like to, just to give it that extra bit of defense in case you drop it or anything. But it has a nice pad that covers it so it doesn't scratch the screen, and then up top you've got a place to store all your games, your controllers, additions, and everything else. So that's really nice. So we'll take it out of that and we'll test it with the other three really quickly. Now I did this one upside down just because in case you want to hold it like this instead, I guess it fits both ways. That's a pretty good cover for me making a mistake that it was upside down once again. But there it is in the starter kit case. And although in my last video I said that the Pro case was a little more sturdy, this one's just the same. It's just simply a different texture. As you can see, this one's more of kind of a plastic, whereas this has a bit of kind of material on top of it. It makes it a little bit different, but they're both really, really sturdy cases. We have the pouch. Now the pouch is a little bit softer, but it's good because it's fairly inexpensive and you can take it just very, very easily if you're throwing it in your backpack on your way to school, whatever it may be, it fits nicely inside of that. So it's going to fit there, and then of course you've got your slot for holding your games. So that does it for the Nintendo Switch unboxing. Alright guys, well that wraps up our EB Unboxes of the Nintendo Switch console, but before you take off, be sure to subscribe, like this video, and if you have any comments or questions, share them in the comment section below. We will answer them the best as possible. Down in the description we will link to a bunch of accessories that you can pick up, including some awesome games, because the 1-2 Switch, Just Dance 2017, and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild are releasing on March 3rd along with the console, but there are tons more games to come throughout this year, so be sure to stay tuned for that. If you want to play with us every Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're hopping online, including on the Switch, to play with you guys. So be sure to check that out because we'll post the content the following week and you guys can see yourself on our channel. Until next time guys, thanks for watching and we'll see you online.